take the opener, but he missed his straightforward red into the corner pocket, and then he asked referee Paul Collier to sort out some background noise he could hear in the auditorium. It didn't bother Joe Perry. He stepped in with a break of 72, and it was 1-0 to the gentleman.
Midway through frame 2, and Roddy found himself 30 points behind. This chance went astray, and Joe cleared to go surprisingly 2-0 in front.
At 2-0 down, it was time for the Rocket to start playing, and an early 58 break in frame 3 was enough for him to take the frame, his first one of the final.
In frame 4, it was this misjudged safety by the Rocket that let Joe in for a 74 break and a 3-1 lead at the interval.
Sullivan, 31. Joe Perry standing before in the frame.
In frame 5, the first after the interval, Joe Perry pressed home his advantage with a magnificent 115 break, the highest of the match so far, 4-1.
Into frame 6, and Joe needed this red to create a gilt-edged chance to go 5-1 in front. He missed, and Ronnie gratefully mopped up the balls.
In frame 7, with Ronnie sensing real danger of going further behind in this final, he pulled out this cracking plant to reduce his deficit to 4-3.
Into frame 8, and it certainly wasn't vintage O'Sullivan. But this shocking miss by Joe Perry gifted Ronnie the frame. 4-all going into this evening, and all to play for.
Unbelievable, the reception, and they're still cheering this crowd. Electric atmosphere for this final session. And there's that beautiful trophy, the Paul Hunter trophy.
Thank you. Thank you. The 9th frame, Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
What a buzz for the players, Ken.
Fantastic. It's a buzz just sitting here, Dennis, and enjoying it. The walk on, music. What it must be for those players out there to come down to that rapturous applause and welcome. Fantastic. Nothing like it. Sunday night, the Masters final here at the Ali Pali. Question is, Dennis, how much of those few frames that Joe Perry let slip away, how much can he forget about them and get off to a start again tonight?
Well, that's a pretty good safety shot he's played there, acknowledged by Ronnie O'Sullivan, tapping the table. There's a thin one.
It's what you call a fine shot.
Well, there are two people. That's Paul Hunter's mum and dad, Christina and Alan, and they must be delighted to be here. And what a great honour to have this Masters named after their son, who won it 3 times. It was a sad loss to the game, just 26 years of age at the time. But what a player he was.
Yeah, he certainly was. He had some memorable moments at the Masters.
Not a straightforward escape shot here, so that's why Ronnie's coming off the side cushion. Just a containing safety. He could well be back down behind the yellow. There's a nice angle to come off 2 cushions. You'd think he'd play off the one just above the white to get down behind the yellow.
Yeah, another excellent safety. Making sure he covered the pack down this left-hand side. He's got to be careful he doesn't knock a red towards this left corner pocket. And he's played it well, played it very well.
Tell you what, we've had some cracking safety shots played already. Who's going to make the first mistake? Might be able to snick the one in that's just above the black and get the white back down the table. You can see just enough of that one. As long as he doesn't hit it too thin, he'll avoid going into the reds. That's the one he's looking at. That's pretty good. There's an interested spectator, first time at the snooker, Ed Miliband. Met him earlier in the tournament office. Loves his snooker, used to love watching it with his father. And it's great to have him here as the leader of the Labour Party for just under 5 years. Oh, has he fluked it? No. This is a thin one. It's not straightforward. He'd have to hit this very thin. Oh, I can see a little one eye there. That's Ronnie Jr. watching his dad.
One. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1. Thanks, Joe.
Never easy to roll up behind the ball colour, but Ronnie be disappointed he's left this opportunity for Joe Perry. Well, a bit unlucky there, Joe, would have to be said. Couldn't have foreseen the red going over that bottom right hand corner pocket.
I mean, an easy starter, but the pink's tied up, the black's awkward. How does he get onto that black? Is he going to risk trying to canning the black out, or is he going to try and get through a little gap?
Well, he has the cue power, Dennis, doesn't he? He might be able to get into the bottom of the white and try and just get that cue ball behind the black and try and take it into the same pocket. No. He just tried to nick by it, but just a safety now.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Still a little awkward with the black near the cushion, pink tied up. But this red passes the yellow, and being able to switch hands certainly helps. Not this time. He doesn't miss many with the opposite hand. So it's a very cagey opening frame here. Yeah, it was tricky to get position there. He might just have to come off the pink and try and get in behind the yellow again.
Joe Perry 1.
Now this is an excellent return of safety, isn't it? Tough situation there. Right.
He's got a similar situation here. Joe Perry's got to avoid that pink when he plays the safety shot. Ronnie managed to miss cannon into the pink. Can Joe do the same? Always fluked the red. But he's not on a colour unless the, oh, if it bounces. I don't think he can cut the yellow in though. But it could prove to be a useful fluke.
Joe Perry 1.
How's he covered it?
Well, Joe put himself in a bit of trouble there. When he rolled up to the brown, he was frightened of not reaching the brown because he would have left a free ball, and he just hit it harder than he intended and didn't get the snooker. But gradually the frame is opening up, but there's another good length with the safety shot. Acknowledged again by Ronnie.
Fantastic pot. It wouldn't have mattered had he had missed it. Cue ball was going to be pretty safe and anyway, but still an excellent pot. May have
Yellow
to,
ball.
yeah, just come off the side cushion. Hit the yellow on the way. Very good.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
Well, it's a series of one breaks at the moment, Dennis.
I mean, Joe's a terrific attacking player as well, but this opening frame might suit Joe after losing the last 3 frames from 4-1 to 4-all. A little bout of safety, and that might just get him used to this evening's atmosphere. And there is that Alexandra Palace crowd, 2,000 people, and it's just buzzing here this evening.
Well, is there a gap now between brown and green? This red over the left corner pocket. Just about enough. Needs to cue it well though. Yeah, that's better. And that'll feel good for Ronnie O'Sullivan. 1. Perfect.
Five. 6.
He made a break of 59 this afternoon, and he was all over the table. It was so awkward. It was a terrific break. He had
11.
to go from the balk colours back up the table, back down the table. Oh, he screwed into the middle.
Foul. Ronnie O'Sullivan,
bit
11.
careless
Joe
there.
Perry, 4.
Just got into the screw shot with the left hand too much. So a nervy opening frame here this evening.
Great pot. Nicely held for the black. Well, he's gone a little bit too far for this red along the top cushion. But he has a
8.
red up in to the yellow pocket, the top left-hand corner pocket. Could hold for the black or go up for blue. This red along the top cushion is very, very difficult.
Joe Perry, 8.
Just look at the scores there. 4 frames each and 14 points each. All the 4s. It's just been an awkward opening frame, the way the balls went earlier on. But now you've got all the colours in potable positions, so another very interesting little tactical battle coming up. He had a quick glance at that red to see if he could maybe put it in off the pink, but the pink's just that little bit awkward to do that, and the white's tight on the cushion. So, but it's certainly getting interesting now, this opening frame, as the reds come out into the table.
Possibly slide off this red down the left-hand side and put the cue ball up into the jaws of the yellow pocket. Trying to cover in that red and balk with the yellow, that is a possibility. He's got to be careful of the in-off. It was a simple little shot that Joe played there, but very, very clever one. Making sure he was so tight to this top cushion.
That's about all he could do. The only thing with that, he's left an easy shot for Joe Perry to send the red back up the table and make it quite difficult for Ronnie. Oh, that's careless. Well, I think he's covered it, but he didn't want the red over the pocket, but he's covered it, as you can see. Needs to pull up a little bit. Now this red passes the pink, does it? This could be a chance for Joe. Clearly goes into the middle pocket, as you can see. Only wanted that white tight on the cushion. Probably wasn't as easy as it looked. Still fancied him for that one though.
Yeah, it was one of those shots Joe was trying that if he didn't get it clean into the pocket, it may have gone in off the pink, but missing it now is given a chance. He certainly don't think he could win the frame from this position, but the awkward couple of reds will be the ones to the right.
9.
If he can somehow get a nice angle on this blue, got to try
14.
and bring those reds into play.
15.
Well, that looks about perfect on the blue now. Lots of top spin. I think it's gone too far, that red.
20. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 20.
He's got the white safe, but the reds. If Joe was to take this pot on, the white would go dangerously close to the left middle pocket. But if he did take it on and avoid that, he could come back up towards the black. It didn't. Where's that cue ball? And if you can see enough of this red, he can pot it, leave an angle on the yellow, and bring the red next to the pink into play. I think he's gone too far. He's now straight on the yellow, so he can't do that.
Three. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 3.
Joe might try and knock this red that he's closest to onto the pink and red and try and bring those two out into play.
Looks as if it's going to be the longest frame of the match so far. We had a 22-minute 40-second frame, frame 7. This one's been going now not too far off 23 minutes. It was just awkward the way the high-valued colours went at the beginning of the frame.
Yeah, it was interesting to see Ronnie after today's session. Dennis, I saw him in the practice room. He was there with his friend Damien Harris, and he was practicing for at least a good hour, I would say, which is unusual, you know, between sessions, because you think you're going to try and conserve your bit of energy and get ready for tonight, but obviously still concerned about his tip and wanting to break it in a little bit more.
Yeah, and probably concerned that his highest break in that first session was a break of 58 in frame 3 after his performance against Marco Fu. But it's another day, a different game. But I think this opening frame is much more important for Joe Perry, having lost the last 3, just to establish things and get himself back into the lead.
Yeah, this looks pretty good. He's got the snooker behind the yellow, and the black is helping because he can't swerve around the yellow, so may try the 2-cushion escape here. Oh, he doesn't want to leave a free ball.
And a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 6.
Will Ronnie have a go at this pink now?
Just put it up, Jan, for the pink, please.
No, in fact, the pink being safe. With Ronnie having the advantage, he wants that pink tied up. Jan Verhaas just checking the monitor for Paul Collier to get the pink back right in the same spot. That's near enough. There's Jan there, who's, yeah, I don't know, that's left a bit, right a bit, I'm not sure. Yeah. Just a tiny, teeny weeny. That's where it was. That's near enough. That's near enough. He needs a thin snick on this. If he hits it thick, it'll cost him the frame. That's not bad. Well, we didn't see this coming, the first frame lasting so long, but as I said, the balls dictated that. One. 30 in front. If he was to pot the black, he'd be 37 in front, as we show you that very good long pot. The black would leave Joe Perry needing a snooker. Not sure about.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
Got away with it. He didn't have to get on the red. He only needed the black, but he played the normal shot there, which added a bit more pressure to it, Ken.
Yeah, very surprised. He just has to pot the pink or pot the black, and 37 points ahead with 35. He's lucky he's covered the red here, but he could be in trouble. Joe had have missed the blue with the red. It would have been so much more difficult to hit this red. It's a hit and hope for a bit of luck, and he's got it.
30 ahead, so Ronnie needs the red, and anything above the yellow would leave Joe needing a snooker. Yeah, he just needs the red, doesn't he? It's Joe that, if he got a chance, would need the red and any colour above the yellow to win.
Bit short of pace with the cue ball. Half chance. Joe Perry, we know how good of a long putter he is, but he's going to need one of them now.
Thank you.
Well, this could have been a lot easier. Not quite sure where he's going to take it on. He's shaping up to. It's very difficult, very difficult. But he played it in a very clever way. Possibility of always covering it with the yellow, but still lucky. Relying on a bit of luck.
Yeah, sure.
Be interesting to see how he plays this. He might just, is he going to try and get a bit of distance or just land on it? He's going for the distance, but he's left the red up. He could quite easily have just nestled on the red, but he was thinking, I might put myself in a bit of trouble. This red to secure this opening frame. He had a glimmer of hope, Joe, when Ronnie missed the black that would have put him safe.
5. Seven.
Joe's thinking
Ronnie
about
O'Sullivan,
it.
7 and the
But
frame.
he's staying in his seat and he concedes. And Ronnie O'Sullivan carries on where he left off. It was a very long frame, just over 32 minutes. But Ronnie has taken it, and that's 4 in a row. And he now leads by 5 frames to 4.
Ronnie sitting
Joe
at
Perry
number
to break.
13, but clearly it's Ronnie's experience and indeed his ringcraft in finals that stood him in such great stead over the last few years. Back we go. This is frame 10.
It's always handy.
Oh,
Get a few of those to get you in amongst the balls. No, it's not the fluke, but what can he make of it? Black open into the bottom left-hand corner pocket. Oh, needs to slow up with this one. Oh, this is very poor shot from Joe Perry.
4.
Anywhere in the middle of the table, he had a red left the pink. Couple of reds right of the pink into this pocket.
Joe Perry 4.
Might just have gotten away with that. The red to the left of the pink goes into the corner, but that's far from a gimme there. No, it wasn't easy.
You're not helping the players when you keep calling out. Will you just settle down a bit, please?
Big smile from Ronnie, but well said. You don't want the one or two individuals shouting out on their own. It's nice to have the great atmosphere, but you don't want a couple just spoiling it, shouting out at the wrong time, because it's not doing the player they're shouting for any good.
5. 6.
But he hammered that black in.
13.
Well, that was some shot at that pace, wasn't it?
You just sense
14.
that he's taking control now of this match. Joe, I think he needed that opening frame just to settle down again, because he started so well, Joe, and could quite easily have won the first session 6-2. He probably was thinking that.
21.
But, you can't let this man get
22.
on a roll the way he did against Marco Fu. It was devastating.
Didn't get the cue ball away from the pack there. Always had this red over the left-hand corner pocket as insurance, but awkward bridging here.
$30.
Oh, he's cued that very, very well. He's made that look ridiculously easy.
47.
The action on the cue ball, fantastic. Does he go up for the blue or come back for the black?
$38.
Does he overrun it for that red left of the pink?
43.
Well, there was a plant there, and that's helped situation.
44.
Because it's brought another couple of reds into play.
There's one thing for sure, Ken, this frame's not going to last as long as the opening frame.
51. 52.
It's quite noticeable. Ronnie has upped his tempo around the table as well.
59. 60.
Just one nice little cannon into these reds now. Well, decided to go for the loose red, but
Security, can we get up the top, please?
well, it seems to be a medical situation.
Just a bit of a disturbance up at the top. But,
Well, a medic is required, so hopefully Parson is okay.
You really want it? Okay.
Ronnie says he wants to carry on, so
68. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 68.
he's 64 in front. Still a possible 59 on the table, so Joe at the snooker's required stage.
Just give it a few seconds, Joe. They're carrying the person down. All right.
Yeah, the referee's just asked me to just give it a few seconds. I think it's just someone's is unwell, probably with the heat in the arena, a little bit of heat exhaustion. He looks okay, looks fine to me. Yeah, no problem. Someone, one of his friends, who's waving.
It's actually Dr. Steve Peters there.
Oh, was that him waving? Yeah.
He just went to help the chap there. Of course, Steve Peters here with Ronnie. Been working with Ronnie for the last few years. And he's done a pretty good job, you would say, Dennis.
I'll tell you what, yeah, Ronnie for the last 4 or 5 years, different player. He's in a pretty good place mentally as Ronnie.
9.
I think he thought he'd missed that red.
$16. 17. 23. 24. 29. 31. 34. 38. 43. 49.
Well, he had an earlier break of 68, and he finished the frame off with that magnificent 56. Joe never really had a look in that frame, and he continues on the march. Ronnie O'Sullivan now leads Joe Perry by 6 frames to 4.
Thank you. Frame 11. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Decent break off from Ronnie O'Sullivan, but he has left this red into the bottom left-hand corner pocket, and if it goes in, he'll be coming down towards the black with the cue ball. Oh wow, well, that was a long way away. That is a worrying sign.
Yeah, Joe has played so well this week. 6-1 against Stuart Bingham. And Stuart made 132 break, and the only friend that he won. Then 6-1 against Ding Junhui. But I wonder if that semi-final has just taken its toll a little bit to come back from 5-2 behind and needing a snooker and to beat his good friend Barry Hawkins. You know, it certainly does take a little bit out of you mentally. And that's a poor shot. He's played some very good safety, but there's just signs that he's just losing a little bit of concentration and maybe just a little bit of confidence.
One.
Tried to play a little cannon on those
8.
two reds above the black, but just slipped past them.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 8.
He's been very patient, hasn't he, Dennis Ronnie O'Sullivan, in these opening exchanges, the first couple of frames.
I think all he's focused on now, Ken, is beating Stephen Hendry's Six Masters title. I think that's what he's concentrating on. He's not bothered how he wins it. He'd love to do it with big breaks, but he just wants this title so badly. And we've seen this afternoon he was trying, at one stage, trying a little bit too hard. But if Joe can just get himself in with a decent pot, it would restore his confidence, and it wouldn't be a bad time to knock this long red in, because he can get on the black. The only red he could leave would be the one he's taking on now. This would be a terrific confidence booster if he could get it. It's just there's one to the left of the pink and reds. It's potable up into the right corner. That's the one he's looking at. Oh, right in the center of the pocket. One. And that one shot there, Ken, he knew it was going to give himself a terrific chance.
Yeah, and he's got a nice angle on the black just to disturb a couple of reds. Just above it and to the right, just play a little cannon. Try to push one forced this
8.
to be on it into the right-hand corner pocket, but he's still okay. And this is where he's so good at
9.
in around the black, playing these wonderful little, small little stuns and cannons into reds, and being on the other red. His break building around the black is second to none.
16. 17.
'At the moment, those two reds just to the right of the black are just causing a little problem. He'd love to get the nearer one to the black out of the way. Can't do that on this occasion.
$24. 25. 29. 30.
'There's plenty of reds in the open here, Dennis.
35.
Doesn't have to do too much, just keep that cue ball on the
36.
string. He looks to have got into a nice rhythm. Ronnie O'Sullivan now.
Just over
41.
screwed that slightly back for the blue again.
42. 47.
Oh, that is a lapse in concentration.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 47.
No one seen that coming. He was flying along and then all of a sudden lost a little bit of concentration, and if you do that at this game you can miss anything. 55 in front, he should have secured the frame. Well, Joe Perry, it's time to go to work at the Alexandra Palace. This is a chance you weren't expecting.
Eight. 9.
Just ran slightly out of position previously, which always seems to throw a few problems up. Now this is a problem because he can easily pop the yellow, but he's going to need the extension on the cue and extended rest, and he's got to get up for that red. There's 2 from the pink he needs to get up onto, so he's got to get this up past the blue. He needed lots of screw and left hand side to try and get on this red. There's the screw right down on the bottom of the cue ball. In fact, he's probably overdone it, but I think the red will still go up into the right corner as we show you. The action he got on that was
It was
terrific.
some shot, wasn't it? To overscrew it from there. Quite hard to believe, but he's still got this red up into the green pocket. It's there. Excellent shot.
12.
And he's got a nice angle on the black here. All he has to do is play a little cannon into that pink and red. Oh. Well, that may have been a bad
Joe
contact.
Perry 12.
Looking at Joe Perry's language, body language, looked like he got a kick on that black. Let's see. It seemed to go very straight. Couldn't have missed him by that much.
One. Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
Yeah, 44 behind, 51 still left on the table. You just want to nestle into this red here. That's not going to hit it, is it? No.
Foul. And a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 4. Back.
He's got to hit it this time.
Okay. Ronnie.
He'll be 52 behind with 51 left if he doesn't make contact with the red. And Ronnie pushed the green safe as a little bit of insurance with his previous shot. But this to make absolutely sure of the frame. Just dropping it in.
1.
Yeah, and that pink may stop Joe Perry coming back to the table.
7.
If 55 behind, only 43 remaining. I suppose one snooker and a free ball.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 7 on the frame.
No, he says that's enough. Joe Perry stays in his chair. And Ronnie O'Sullivan marches on. He now leads Joe Perry by 7 frames to 4.
And he's absolutely spot on. He seems really happy to be out there competing.
Yep, he's enjoying it, and he's enjoying this scoreline because one more we go into the mid-session interval, and O'Sullivan now 3 ahead.
Yeah, and as John Parrott was saying, it's a must-win frame for Joe Perry. At 8-4, his back would be right against the wall. Is that red going to pull up? Might be able to snick this in, although it's just gone past the middle pocket slightly. Have to be careful he doesn't go in off. But there's another one to the right middle pocket, and that's a better choice. He can get on the black if he could pot this. It's there, great shot.
1.
Decided not to go into the pack there. He's going to leave the blue and go into the pink and reds from the blue. There's still one red at the back that will go.
9.
I mean, there's 2 ways of playing this. You go straight in from the blue, or you leave that red, pot the red and go into the bunch. Just depends how he feels. He's playing for the red and then into the pack. And if he can get himself away from the cushion and be on pink or black, because he's going to disturb reds and the pink here. Well, he didn't hit it hard enough. What was that, Joe?
50.
You've got to play the deep screw and open them up and make sure you come back. He'd love to have another go at that.
Joe Perry 15.
This match remind me a little bit of the Scottish Open, where John Higgins led Marco Fu 4-1, and Marco Fu won 8 frames in a row. Ronnie's already won 6 in a row here.
Touching ball.
Possible pot for Ronnie here into the bottom corner pocket and beyond the black if it went in. Oh, that's brilliant. Fantastic. One beautifully cued. Tracked over, shot the cue ball. Great shot.
Well, if he tries to screw this back, he could miss the blue. You see where he wants to place the cue ball. He needs to screw it back about 12 inches. But if he tries to force the blue in from where the cue ball's sitting, he could miss the pot if he digs right down on it. Now the blue may snooker him on the red that he intended. So it's just a safety shot.
6.
But that's much better than trying to screw back and miss the blue and leave the red on.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 6.
Could have done without that kiss on the brown now. What sort of an angle is this red? It's okay. Oh, it's very good. He certainly got his long ball game back. Joe will be disappointed to hit the brown and leave this red into this corner pocket. Love to get that black back on its spot, wouldn't he, Dennis?
You know, I'm just thinking, Ken, he's potted 17 out of 22 long pots. That's quite a high success rate. But he was trying to do what you
7.
said, Ken, but he's gone too far. He may have to take the blue, but he did play for the black to get it back on its spot there. He really mishit that. He was playing for the red to the right of the bunch there.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 12.
Yes, but safety has improved as well. Finding that ball caution with a bit more consistency, keeping the pressure on Joe Perry.
a nice target, the green and brown, isn't it? He can pot this here, but I don't think he can get onto a colour. Well, he almost missed it.
One.
It's just a containing pot, as we say. Don't think he can get over behind the green and brown from this position. So tight on the baulk cushion is what he's after here. He was able to get over there off the black, and he's played it well.
Doesn't want to go around the back of this red. Oh,
Foul. And the miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
disaster. Joe Perry now can Ronnie pot this red and get on the black left of the blue. Needs that black back on its spot. Needs to run.
1.
He's on the blue. He may be on the black, but not the right side. So just take the blue and then get another red. Get a better angle on the black. His next shot.
6.
Yeah,
7.
I think with Joe and this very, very fast cloth, and when you lose a little bit of confidence, it's so easy to overcompensate. When you're playing well, the speed of the table is no problem. It's beautiful to play on, but when you just lose your stroke a little bit, and that seems to be what's happened to Joe at the moment.
14.
Yes, I think maybe still
15.
real those few chances in the first session, Dennis. When he was leading 4-1, he was certainly playing so well. And just missed a couple of vital balls at the wrong time. Cost
22.
him at least 3 frames.
23.
But you always feel, as long as your opponent needs 2 frames, that you're in with some sort of chance. But he would really have
30.
to up his game after the mid-session interval. You'll have a little time to think about it, because
31.
the odds are that he's going to lose this one as well. So he's not completely out of this year's final of the Masters, but he's got an awful lot to do and an awful lot to think about at the mid-session interval.
37.
Yeah, and of course Ronnie, when he's on a roll, he's such a hard player to stop, isn't he, Dennis? You know, he's a great, tremendous
44.
front runner and reel off frames in minutes.
45.
He was 4-1 down. He's going to go 8-4.
52.
2 frames away from a 7th Masters title. Incredible.
53.
This is 12th final in 20 odd years. Incredible record here.
Well, he just loves playing at this venue. Well, he gets support wherever he goes in
58.
the world, but in the London area
60.
especially. But he is a delight to watch when he's
63.
buzzing like this.
67. 72.
That's his highest break of the final, believe it or not. But it's about winning the title. Well, that's what he's after here.
78.
So that's 7 frames in a row. for the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan. 4-1 behind, and he goes to the mid-session interval just needing 2 frames. He leads Joe Perry by 8 frames to 4.
It's the big question, Hazel, on what we've seen so far this evening. Joe will really have to pick up his game. He had the dream start, led 4-1.
Frame 13.
He's had
Ronnie
nothing to
O'Sullivan
show
to
for his efforts since then. And there was quite a few murmurings backstage that Ronnie wasn't happy with his tip and was thinking of changing it at the interval. But I think the scoreline has put him off doing that. Much too thick. He's just not got his long pot going this evening, and sometimes that's all the chances you get. There's Alan and Christina Hunter. They'll be very proud that they've named the trophy after their son Paul. Good pot from Ronnie, and just about on the black.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
As I say, he wasn't perfect on the black, but I fancied him to get it. I know it goes without saying, Stephen, that Joe's got to start taking every opportunity. Not that he's got one here, but he's got to forget the scoreboard, basically, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's just a hard situation he's got himself into. From 4-1 ahead. Is this double, is it going to be in? Yeah, that's a good start. But yeah, they missed an opportunity this afternoon. He could have easily won that session 6-2. I think maybe a lack of experience in these big matches, I don't know. But he went 4-1 up and then started to show weakness.
8.
When he should have been showing exactly the opposite. As John Parrott said, maybe he'll learn from this experience. But he's got an absolutely perfect angle in the blue. He couldn't put that cue ball any better for going into the bunch. He placed it with his hand. He couldn't put it in a better place.
Great shot.
Well, what would really do his confidence the world of good is if he could win the frame at this visit.
14.
Absolutely, and particularly if he could make a century here. Nothing like a century to just prove to the audience that you've your right to be here. So this is a good chance. Will look to be screwing across to play the black in the same pocket as this red. Well, and in the end he decided not to risk that and play for the
50.
blue, but he's played it nicely. The only thing is he's slightly on the wrong side of the blue. He'd like to have stayed at this end of the table.
20. 21.
Well, I suggested before he played for the black in the same pocket as the red.
26.
Maybe the black doesn't go into the right corner. Maybe the black's not available in either corner. So he's going to have to concentrate on the blue. No, it doesn't go. That's why he went up for the blue when he potted the red a couple of shots ago. So it's not a straightforward chance. It doesn't go in the left corner either. So just a little bit of work to do.
$27. $31. 32.
Yeah, he finished perfect on that red just to roll in. You can always tell when a player comes perfect on the ball, he gets down and plays it very quickly, as he's doing with this blue. Nice angle. And now purposely playing for one of these reds, which will make the black available into one of the corners. This time he's just short of perfect position on the blue. You have to say that's a little bit careless. There you say, just the wrong side of the blue line.
It's amazing how often that happens. You've got so much room. Even if you're too hard, you've got pink, yellow, green, brown. Happens so many times. You just take the shot for granted. He's put himself under pressure now if he's going to take the brown. Well, he's going to play the easy blue, but he's going to have the tough shot now with the red. I think I'd have been tempted to take the tougher brown now to get nicely on the red.
43.
Got to watch the middle pocket with the cue ball here.
Struck that very well though. 44.
Yeah, good shot. Right in the heart of the pocket. It's always a good sign. So now just one good positional shot. All depends now on the line and length of this. If he can get perfect on the red, you'd think he would win the frame. Now that the black's available. Remember, the black is only available into the left corner pocket, so he may not be able to play for it here.
47.
Now back up for the blue. Needs the angle this time.
48.
Not got it again. You can hear him tap his chalk on the side of the table. Frustration.
There's a shot. If he takes the cue ball in between green and brown, some right hand side, ball cushion, right hand side, side cushion, and bring the cue ball down in between those four reds. That's what he's played. He was always going to be unlucky to be on nothing with that shot.
53.
Yes, he's on this red along the top cushion. I don't think he'll risk playing for the black.
You turn that off, please.
At the moment, there's 67 remaining. So if he goes up for the blue, he's still going to need one more red. As I say, I don't think he'll risk playing for the black. It could go wrong.
Tap.
And this time,
54.
he's got just The angle he needs on the blue. Just the right side of the blue line. This blue and one more red, and he'll have his first frame on the scoreboard for quite a while. The red to go 59 ahead with just 51 remaining. Well played.
60. $67. 68. 75. 76.
And he'll really be concentrating here, Stephen, won't he, on making this century. I think it's important.
It's very important. Doesn't want to miss a careless shot, because he's got a
84.
huge boost of confidence. Appreciation from the massive audience, if he can clear the table here. And also he's got to think, John, Ronnie's not done anything special tonight to get this A4 lead. Joe's got to think about that as well.
90.
Well, as I say, during the interval there was
92.
rumours that Ronnie was not happy with his tip, was going to change it.
$95. 99.
Well done, Joe Perry.
104. 110.
And there he goes, he slams in the black. That will make him feel real good. Okay, he's still a long way behind on the scoreboard, but he's shown everybody here this evening that he's up for the fight. He trails by 3, 8-5, O'Sullivan. To the baulk line to be on the baulk colour. Is it going to pull up?
1.
Not quite. Just an inch too far.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
Played it well. Good shot. Looks like a touching ball.
Touching ball.
And that's what referee Paul Collier has called, so easy path back to baulk from Ronnie, because playing away from a touching ball, you deem to have hit it. Good length with the cue ball. And in these situations, you don't mind the opponent being able to hit the reds. You never know, he could always knock one over the corner. Is it too thick, too thin? And he'll be bringing reds into play here, so needs a good return. There's the red going towards the corner. Ronnie coming having a look. It looks mighty thin though. Got it a mile too thick. You can see on Ronnie's face what happened there. Just looking again, he played with right hand side and just didn't hit it well.
1.
Joe's just about got the angle on the blue.
Well, the red next to the black, I'm sure pots to the left corner. That's the one I'd love to get on as soon as possible.
Six.
Good chance this, especially coming hot on the heels of making a century at the last frame. Should be feeling good.
Seven.
On this black, he's got to be wary though that he doesn't make contact with the red that's near the top cushion. Well, he made certain of the pot. He'd like to have played on that red that
14.
Stephen mentioned before, but the pot on the black was important.
$15.
Just feel here he needs just that one good positional shot. This one's okay. Pot this red and screw around the back of the black.
20.
But it's a touch shot. He's got to play it well, playing for the black in the same pocket as the red.
21.
That's what he does have, Joe Perry, though. Excellent touch. And now on the red.
28.
Has been the sort of
29.
barrier against winning this frame, making it a comfortable chance in one visit. Straight screw back shot for the red to the same pocket.
$36. 37.
No, he went up for a red just below the pink.
44.
He's going to go out, back up for the blue now. Desperately needs the right angle.
45.
Well, maybe just about got it. I'd like a little bit more angle than this.
$50. 51.
Well, it boils down now to a good shot off this green. It's a good line. And it's an excellent length. That's perfect.
54. 55.
I just would have been tempted to play the other red there. It just means you would leave more room to get properly on the black. He's left himself with just a slightly awkward angle. If it was perfect, he would have played it by now.
The advantage, of course, he only needs the red. He'll get 62 points ahead with just 59 remaining. He's on a roll now. He's Joe Perry. And back-to-back centuries, not out of the question.
68. $69. $76. $77.
He has to think to himself how the scoring is going in this match.
84.
I think the total points, Joe Perry's actually ahead of O'Sullivan.
85.
He's outscoring him when he gets in. Now, the two players, he's the one that's winning his frames, most of them in one visit. You've got to take confidence from that.
92.
Oh, well, that's a pity, but nevertheless,
92 on the front.
mistake from Ronnie. And Father Peter, his son's starting to play. He's now just 2 behind. 8-6. Ronnie left the arena after that last frame. You know now that Joe stepped up his game. Still got a 2-frame cushion as Ronnie, but since the interval, Joe Perry just beginning to steal the show.
I wonder who's going to be the first player to play the aggressive shot.
There you see it, ball spotted, 215 apiece.
And you see points scored. Joe Perry in front because he's, as I said, the frames that he's won, he's been able to win more of them in one visit.
Ronnie purposely left him a chance to hit that red in the baulk end, and he could have played it better. He's left a pot on here. And right in the heart of the pocket.
One.
Good cue in that.
Red at the bottom of the bunch will go to the left corner, so top spin, maybe a touch of right hand side. This looks absolutely perfect.
4.
So now it needs an angle in black.
5.
No, the red that's to the left of the bunch, stunning to that. which he has done. Excellent shot. You can't play that with screw back because the cue ball ends up back in the black cushion.
12.
Yes, and all you're looking for is a red to continue with. He's got one to the right middle. He's going to do a little bit with the cue ball. Can't just drop it in. And catching the bump of the corner
13.
pocket has left this cue ball very close to the side cushion. Makes it a little bit awkward now. One of these type of shots, if you can pot the blue and avoid the in-off, then it's a natural to come off 2 cushions and play on the red second right on the table. But it still needs potting. Stroked it in beautifully.
$18.
Two full. Once again, put a trace of the right-hand side on it and push the cue ball in. That's why he hit the red too thick.
And that's exactly what Steve Davis meant when he was saying he'd be more impressed if Joe Perry can win this frame. It's all right winning the last 2 frames when you've relaxed a bit and you're out of feel, you're out of it, but that was a chance to keep the pressure on.
1.
Maybe the red just below the pink is available into the same pocket as the black. That's what he's played for. Just about on it, but he'd like to have been straight on it.
8.
Oh, well, that was a delightful shot.
9.
Gets the cannon on the pink to perfection. I think he may just have one to the left corner.
15.
He set out the last 2 frames and watch Joe Perry
21.
make 100 and a 90 odd.
22.
Ronnie would love to make a 1 frame visit himself here.
Cannon the red in between the black and pink. Didn't get into the cue ball. Hit the wrong red first. Must have missed this red. That's the red he wanted to leave to the right corner.
Does this go to the middle? It does.
30.
And he made certain he knew he was running into the blue, but the pot was more important than position. And now the blue's gone in on track to win the frame at this visit. And a possible century.
35. 36.
Damien Hirst there, great friend of Ronnie's, and Ronnie always tells me that he keeps him happy during
41.
the intervals. Always having a joke together. Oh, has he missed it? Oh,
42.
he nearly did. It was on the jaw.
How has that gone in, John? This week, some balls have gone in, which
49.
baffled me.
That's frame ball.
50.
Yeah, I can only put it down to the speed he played it. Surely a little bit harder, it wouldn't have gone in. So Joe Perry had a chance when Ronnie missed,
56.
but he couldn't take it.
57.
Ronnie would love to make a century here.
$64. 65.
Well, there was a question being asked of Ronnie. And at the second chance, has taken these really
73.
well.
$77. 78.
The standard has certainly risen in the last 3 frames.
85. 87.
This will be the first century
90.
of the match for Ronnie. We've seen breaks of 92 in the last frame and 117 from Joe Perry.
$94. 99.
What a reply from the Rockets.
105.
Just when it looked as though Joe Perry was getting back in this match, he's turned on the afterburners. Superb! And Ronnie O'Sullivan now is just 1 frame away from a 7th Masters title. 9-6.
A long time. A mountain to climb now for Joe Perry.
Decent break-off shot. Anytime you don't leave a pot on, you feel as though it's a good safety shot. Although the fact Ronnie's coming and have a look at this end of the table, I don't think he can get to the potting angle of this red. I think he can hit it. Can he pot it? No, just had to play the containing safety. But we've had 3 marvellous frames of snooker. It was a little bit scrappy before the mid-session interval, but since we've come back out, the standard has gone up, well, many notches. Former leader of the Labour Party, Ed Miliband, he was chatting to Ronnie at the interval, telling him how well he was doing. And there, peeping through, is Ronnie Jr. He's got away with it. Well, I say he's got away with it. That red he's played has come, and if Ronnie's got the right angle, he may play this red to the right middle. All depends on the angle of the pot. Maybe he's not got the right angle. Well, maybe he has. Does it reach? Does it reach? It's always difficult sometimes when you're very close to a ball and you're frightened of playing a push shot. He's left this red on.
One.
Okay, maybe straight on the blue, but there's a red on the left-hand side of the table. So he just has to screw back an inch and he'd be on that red. And the black available into both corner pockets. It's a decent chance.
Seven.
Well, I can't see anything available. It looks as though he's going to have to go into them here. He's not got the angle to play for the red near the top cushion. So he's got to fully commit to this. But whatever you do, don't miss the black. Well, he didn't go in with the pace. Is he on this red?
I must admit, I'm surprised he didn't go into them at pace there. The red directly above the black. If he stuns into that pace, he opens everything up. I don't think now is the time to play tentative shots. I think you've got to attack.
He's considering to play this pot and using a lot of right-hand side, a little swerve, but this is dangerous. You play it more out of frustration than it being the shot to play. So he's held himself together and had to bite the bullet and play safe.
Perry, 14.
But a disappointing finish. Oh, careless, schoolboy error. And that, well, there's quite a bit to do, but could that be his last shot in this year's Dafabet Masters? It's not beyond the realms of possibility. Because there's one thing you know for certain, Ronnie O'Sullivan will not shy away from the winning line. Would you believe it?
O'Sullivan, 1.
Just trying to rough the tip up. He's not happy with the tip.
1.
Yeah, what he's doing with the file, he's trying to press it with the grooves in the file to try and get a bit of softness into the tip. He feels it's too hard, he's not getting the action on the cue ball. He's not able to screw back. That's more like it. Aggressive shot. Great chance now.
8. Nine. $16. 17.
Yeah, nicely played. All the reds he requires are now in potable positions.
24.
Just a case
25.
of holding yourself together now. He knows he can't afford a mistake. That's where the pressure's going to come from. But he's been gifted this opportunity. He's got to take it.
$32. 33.
Is he on the pink? Did the cue ball just stop in time? It must have done. Oh, a little shake of the head. But I think he's on it. He's on it. He just wanted to be slightly off straight, the other side of the pink, to get nicely on the next red. That wasn't the best of contacts. So he's going to have to play a tough pot here to the far left corner.
39.
52-point lead. But still a possible 83 points remaining. That equates really to 3 more of these reds needed.
He plays for the black, it's like a shot to nothing. Can't leave anything.
Joe Perry, 39.
Yeah, it was like a shot for nothing, but he should have got that. And he knows it. He'd pot that, well, 9 times out of 10. And that's a nice little nudge, I think, on the brown. It covers the path to the red on the left-hand side cushion. So close.
This time Joe can't see that red in the left-hand side cushion, and Ronnie certainly wouldn't mind Joe playing that, but Joe's got no intentions of taking that red away from there. Put another red safe here. So Ronnie, they got a chance to take this red away from that safe position. The cue ball in between and behind yellow and brown. Just hit the red a bit wide. Now, the way the reds are spread open, one mistake, even though Joe Perry has a 52-point lead, could still cost him this match.
Yes, he's got to be very careful here. He doesn't offer up a chance to Ronnie. Great shot! What a shot that was! That'll win the frame, surely.
That was a great moment. I looked at Joe's dad after he put that long red. He didn't clap, he just shook his head. It was great.
Nine.
The pink will put him 67 points in front with 67 remaining. So just looking for the red, and he's nicely on it, I think, to the left middle.
15.
He's looking one to the left corner, but the one to the left middle would be my choice. This for snookers required.
16.
So he's hanging on in there, is Joe. Every credit.
23. 24. 30. 31.
So shown great character here, Joe Perry. If he could just win the next frame to get one
37.
behind. Interesting to see what would happen.
Cheers. 38.
Still that two-frame cushion.
$45. 46. 53.
Well, he was trying to get the camera to move over for the green, but it doesn't matter. Both players are going to leave the arena. Joe Perry pulls it back to 2, and if you're in it, you can still win it. 9-7, O'Sullivan. No pot left for Joe here. In the last frame, Ronnie did have a chance to clinch frame and match, and unlike him, Mr. Black off the spot. Oh, that makes a difference as the cue ball stops short to the baulk line. Is he on a baulk colour? He is. Yellow or green. Can't beat a bit of luck.
Can he take advantage? What a time of the match this would be to start getting a good run of the ball.
5.
Just put the red into the right-hand side of the pocket. That's why the cue ball's travelled too far to play the blue. Okay, though. Choice of green or brown to get on the red to the right corner. I'm not sure he played for this red at the back of the pack.
8.
No, I think he played for one of the open reds on the right-hand side, but it looks as though he can just see enough of this red to pot it. There you see, looking at the potting angle. Can he reach? Played it nicely.
9.
Not the best positional shot there, in all honesty.
16.
Just means he's got a little bit more to do with the cue ball now.
$17.
But not too much. Didn't realise the pink went. So now a good angle needed here. Depends where the pink goes. Does it go on its spot? Nevertheless, it's very close to the red. You prefer to play for the blue here, Steve?
23.
Yeah, I think so. Just if you're just looking at the shape of the reds, if he plays the black, there's only one red to hit, really. So yeah, I think go up for the. Oh no, he's playing for the black. Oh dear.
24.
No, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that was a massive bounce off the cushion, because I can't believe he's overhit it by that much. But I still think he should have been going up for the blue there. Every player sees it differently.
The long angle one, yeah? Yeah. Go longer if you want it.
This is a strange choice for me. Long spider. Thought he could have run off the black on the other side and come off the left-hand side cushion.
Black ball. Joe Perry, 24.
Be opening the reds here, Ronnie, so needs a good cue ball. And he's not got one. He's in the baulk colour, full in the face. Never good.
Another great pot, and played confidently.
1.
Right in the middle. I think he's got a couple of reds that go to the left corner here. The one next to the black and the one just to the right edge of the bunch of reds.
Six.
That
7.
red looked tight. May go to the same pocket as the black. Well, obviously it does. And he's finished low, not deliberately, I'm sure.
14.
So he'll be disturbing some reds here.
15.
Could have done without that flick on the blue. If he doesn't flick the blue, it'd have been nicely on the brown. Okay, you'd fancy him potting the yellow, but it's getting the rest in between the blue and the white. Just makes it awkward. And the last thing you need on a vital pot like this is any distractions.
Yeah, he's got to put all his attention into this pot, because he's playing position, which he will be if he misses a yellow. Look at where the reds are. This could definitely be his last shot if he misses this yellow.
He left the rest on the table there and he's picked it up. Now as the yellow comes to his rescue.
Settle down, please.
Don't think he's left anything. Nothing that will tempt Ronnie, but good safety shot trying to get the cue ball in behind the green. That yellow for Joe Perry would have been no problem whatsoever. Could he have put the rest in the normal position, but awkward as it was, and having missed it, he was lucky not to leave anything.
He was lucky, the lucky fact that he missed the yellow by so far. That's why he didn't leave a red.
Well, there we go. The red to the left of the yellow is available. But with Ronnie being 39 points behind, pressure, he needs to get it. And now, a chance for Joe Perry now. But not an easy red. Ronnie just smiling. I don't think he's smiling because he's happy.
Well, at the minute, Ronnie O'Sullivan looks like he needs to fall over the line. Oh, Joe.
Well, you feel that this was what Ronnie was looking for, a nice easy starter.
One.
He's landed perfect on the blue, but of course he's going to have that red near the left-hand side cushion to contend with if he's going to win the frame at this visit, and match, of course.
6. Seven.
He needs to really focus here, Ronnie. Played that well, almost straight, forced it into the top cushion. Good positional
14.
shot.
15.
Joe Perry now will be sat there wondering
22.
if he'll ever get back to the table. But he'll be hoping
23.
as well that that red on the left-hand side cushion, the one Ronnie just glanced at, could be his saviour. He'll be pinning his hopes
30.
on that red.
Well,
this is clever. He's purposely playing for the yellow to get the yellow on its spot, because then if he could get on the yellow It would be a nice cannon to disturb that red on the left-hand side cushion. Talking about looking 4 shots ahead. But having said that, he's not got the angle on this red to play for the yellow, which I think was in his mind.
33.
Well, he has played for the yellow. Needs to slow down, though. Needs to slow
34.
down. He can get to the yellow, and off the yellow he can disturb the red. What a snooker brain this man has got. Well, just caught the red too thin. But to even think of it.
36.
Still 3 points adrift. Whoever pots this red, you feel would win the frame. And it won't be Ronnie at this visit.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 36.
Not got the snooker, but it's safe enough. Just a fraction too hard. If he's playing the up and down, he's got to avoid the double kiss. I thought when he got down quick, I thought, it's not as straightforward as that. Beware the double kiss. Well, in making certain he didn't get the double kiss, didn't play the best of safeties. Okay, I don't think he's left a pot on for Joe Perry to go for, but he could get the initiative here in this tactical battle. And as I say, whoever pots this red, for me, will win the frame.
Thought he might have just rolled the cue ball up behind the pink there. Push the red behind the black. Now there's pressure on every shot Joe Perry plays. And how tough is this one without even mentioning the pressure he's under, where every shot could be his last.
Yes, a point of no return. And this is a big ask to get this safe. You always think in these situations, if you can leave distance between the cue ball and the object ball, it might make it too difficult for your opponent, but so many things can go wrong here.
Well, under the circumstances, that's a pretty good shot. Just concentrating on making sure he got the red safe. But Ronnie still has the initiative in this safety exchange.
Didn't want the kiss on the blue. Now can Joe get through to the potting angle? Just looking at his body language, maybe he just can't hit enough of the red. No, he's playing safe. He's got to avoid a kiss on pink or blue here. Which he did. But he's not got the snooker. He's got it safe. Now Ronnie will be trying to get this cue ball in behind green and brown. I just feel if someone could lay a snooker here, it'd make them a big favourite for the frame. Not quite the line, but a good length.
Again, all I could do was concentrate on getting the object ball safe.
Overhit it. This red does cut. It's a thin one, and he may consider the safety the easier option, but it definitely cuts.
Yeah, the only problem when they cut so thin, if you do go for it and miss it, you tend to leave it over the pocket.
Where's the cue ball going? Oh! If it goes in, match over. Fractions. I think Ronnie caught that a bit too thick, to say the least. He's not got the snooker. I think the red passes the yellow. I still maintain whoever pots this red wins this frame. And Joe Perry is taking it on. Close now. Is he going to leave it? I think he has. Has the brown come to his rescue? I don't think it has. He can pot
thank
that.
you. Thank
Ronnie
you.
can get through to this red, so here's the chance for frame and match.
One.
This yellow will make the points all square. Could have played it better.
3. Five.
Yeah, you'd have to say he's been, most of this tournament he's been far from at his best, but what he has shown is a phenomenal will to win.
8.
Once again, not the best positional shot. But a tremendous pot on the brown, and he only needs the blue.
12.
The blue will put him 14 points in front with just 13 remaining. In it goes, he's developed the
17.
pace. And he hangs his head. This is a big moment for Ronnie to break Stephen Hendry's record of 6 Masters titles. It's a big thing to Ronnie. And he's bit the tip off. He didn't like it. Joe Perry saying congratulations, they're having a chat. Joe Perry, boy did he fight hard tonight. Absolutely brilliant. But he knew that in the middle of the match, he didn't perform as he would have liked. But Ronnie O'Sullivan bit the tip off, throws it to the floor. Throws his cue on the table, but he will be absolutely delighted when he reflects on this, because for the 7th time. He's the Dapperbet Masters champion. Congratulations. He beats, and there's young Ronnie getting a hug. He beats Joe Perry by 10 frames to 7.
Still a bit of life left in me, and yeah, it's given me a lot of belief to just go on and keep plugging away and try and win a big one.
You had your chances, 4-1 up, but he's a tough man to stay in front of.
Yeah, to be honest, I got him on a good day, really. You know, he didn't really get into full flow today, and I lost my way at 4-1. I think I got a bit carried away with myself and lost it a little bit. And it weren't until I went 8-4 down that I thought, sorry, you know, I'm going to start going for him again. And I got it back a little bit, but if I could have won that one, maybe you never know. But I had my chances, so yeah, fair play to Ronnie. Even when he's not his best, he's still brilliant.
Fair play indeed. But Joe, it's taken you 26 years of your career to get to one of these big finals, and I wonder what kind of taste it's given you for even more.
Oh, it's given me no end of taste. You know, this crowd this week has been absolutely amazing, and when I stand at them steps every single time, my stomach goes, everything, I feel sick, but it's a great feeling, and that's what you take the game up for, you know, to them nights like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, your runner-up, Joe Perry. And ladies and gentlemen, your winner for the 7th time. Ronnie, how tough did Joe make it for you today?
You know, Joe played a brilliant tournament, a really good match. He should have beat me today. You know, I got lucky. I really got lucky. I stole that. You know, and you know, he's going to come again, and he's going to win tournaments playing the way he's played. You know, he's a tough competitor, and so you know, I'm just relieved to have got over the line. I've really had a great week. The fans have been unbelievable. I've really enjoyed the week, you know, but today was a test, you know, and this whole week's been a test, and not just for snooker reasons or mental reasons, just for like the tip, and that was just, mate, honestly.
That was drama, that's for sure. But you know, there's no one beside you, there's no one in front of you. It's just you out on your own with 7 Masters titles now. That must be a wonderful feeling.
Listen, it's great to get, you know, some records. You know, there's still the World Championships to get, so I try and nick that one off of him as well. But no, listen, yeah, when I was young, I was just happy to have won 1. So to have won 7, someone up there must be looking after me. So, you know, we're all snooker players, we're all dreamers. So, you know, I'm not greedy. I just appreciate every opportunity that I get to come out here and play in front of these fantastic people. So, you know, I'm just happy to be here and play.
And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I know that Ronnie, you more than anybody will appreciate what's about to happen here. You're about to lift the Paul Hunter Trophy, and you've done this in a comeback style that I'm sure Paul would certainly have approved of. What kind of honour is that for you tonight?
No, I know. I won the Paul Hunter Classic in Germany, and that meant so much to me. But a player of Paul's stature and what he'd done in the game, especially this tournament, it deserves to have his name on a tournament of this big. You know? So he'll never be forgotten. All the players loved him, and you know, if he's up there, you know, we say a big hi to you, and you know, you're there in our hearts and our minds, and you know, we all love you.
Well said, Ronnie. You're champion for a 7th time, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your presentation party, John Crucis, Head of Sports Marketing and Sponsorship at Dapperbet, and Alan Hunter. Ladies and gentlemen, your runner-up. What a fantastic week it has been. Collecting a cheque for £90,000 and some fantastic memories, Joe Perry. And the winner, receiving a cheque for £200,000, the trophy and the title 2017 Dapperbet Masters champion, Ronnie O'Sullivan. once again, ladies and gentlemen, your champion, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
The 17th major title of his career, the 7th Masters, and Ronnie in that interview confirming that he's still got a 7th world title on his mind. Who says he doesn't care about these records? A fantastic achievement, and John and Steve, he now owns the outright lead in one of snooker's 3 major titles. He's been chasing you and Stephen Hendry, Steve, all of his career, so this is a really significant moment for him.
I think it just proves how great a player he is. I know he hasn't won as many world championships as Stephen Hendry, but in the modern day era, I think his 5 is a worthy record in itself. But to win 7 Masters, he's made this event his own, and you know, quite rightly so. He's produced so much astonishing snooker, and in such an entertaining way as well.
It was 1999 that the last time one of the snooker majors was owned outright. A new mark was set in it, and this is a serious point of history for the snooker watchers amongst us.
Very much so, Hayes, and it's only fitting really that it should be him. You know, he's a local boy. They all love him when he's here, and his performances in the tournament over the years have been nothing short of spectacular. I mean, to be in 12 finals is an unbelievable record in this particular tournament, but he's an absolute class act. And despite the fact that he wasn't at his best, and let's be honest, he wasn't today, his application and his attitude all week has been spot on, and he was the deserved winner.
I think the fact that he wasn't at his best, he's still capable of winning an event, augurs well for the future for Ronnie O'Sullivan should he wish to carry on playing. It's not like he's got to be foot to the floor all the time to now win the events. Even though there's players pushing him, he's still got something in the locker.
I think that's a very significant point, because he started the week saying he wanted to be the Lionel Messi of snooker, and he's ended it more or less the Roy Keane, that fierce determination, that fearsome spirit coming through the whole time.
Yeah, and you could tell by his shot selection this week. You know, not only his application, his attitude, his shot selection for people who play the game like we've looked at, and refusing shots and playing the safety and waiting and being patient and trying to trap his opponents. You know, we found a way to win this week, and that was very impressive.
Does that bode well for Sheffield at the World Championships?
You know, I think it does. Obviously, I think the Masters suits him better. It's a shorter format event, and it's over in a week. And I think we all struggle, and have done in the past, with the longer format. But, yeah, I think he can take a lot of confidence from this.
And as for Joe, I asked whether it had given him a taste for more. And at the age of 42, what a fantastic landmark achievement for him tonight.
He comes out with a lot of credit from this final. It takes 2 people to make a great final. When I said earlier, I probably used the wrong expression when I said it's toughen him up. What I meant to say, make him more streetwise, because it's his first major final there, and he had a fish on a hook and he let it go. And when he looks back on that afternoon, so when he had him at 4-1 and he didn't go 5-1, and he had him, he'll learn from that.
Are you sure?